Penguins lose 4-3 in Game 3, and now they're one loss away from being out of it entirely. Or we could look at it that they're one loss away from being handed a first overall draft pick again, because, it's 2005 and we need to do that all over again. The Pittsburgh Penguins being handed franchise players since 2005. God, it would be so terrible. It would be the biggest spit in the face to this league if this team lost to the Montreal Canadiens, who were 12th, the last team, and then were handed Lafreniere on a silver platter. The other fun thing is it might be Edmonton as well. Just the two teams that have franchise player after franchise player may just get another franchise player. Why not? Alright, before I break down this fucking game. Oh man, I did not want to do this video. We're going to do game sheet. Actually, no. I need something to get over this. I need something. That's a good can rep. I won't drink it on camera because I'm pretty sure YouTube has a thing about drinking alcohol. I don't know. I think there's something to do with that. But anyway, it is required. Alright, let's go do game sheet. Your goal scorers today were Weber, Hornquist, Zucker, Bluger, Drouin, Byron, and Petrie. Oh, okay, that wasn't terrible. Tailed off towards the end. I can feel like this is going to be a long one. These 7 game ones. Anything with like 6 or more goal scorers is tough. Weber, Hornquist, Zucker, Bluger, Drouin, Byron. Oh, Drouin, Bluger, Drouin, Byron, Petrie. Okay. Weber, Hornquist, Zucker, Bluger, Drouin, Weber. Oh. Weber, Hornquist, Zucker, Bluger, Drouin, Byron. No. Weber, Hornquist, Zucker, Bluger, Drouin, Byron. Byron is really... It does not flow with at the end of Drouin. I don't know why. I thought it was going to be like Hornquist, Zucker was the problem. Weber, Hornquist, Zucker, Bluger, Drouin, Byron. No, I stopped on Byron again. Oh. Weber, Hornquist, Zucker, Bluger... Weber, Hornquist, Zucker... Alright, now I've completely lost it. Weber, Hornquist, Zucker, Bluger, Drouin, Byron... Petrie. Weber, Hornquist, Zucker, Bluger, Drouin, Byron, Petrie. No... Weber, Hornquist, Zucker, Bluger, Drouin, Byron, Petrie. Yes, alright, that's going to have to do. Otherwise I'll be here all day. Let's break down this game, shall we? And thank God that they didn't extend the bracket challenge to these rounds, because my Penguins in 3 prediction is not doing well. I can't even say I meant 3 wins, because it doesn't even look like they might get there. So the game started differently than the other 2. The Penguins in the first 2 games were able to put a lot of shots on early, and then kind of, the game would then mellow out into a regular game. However, Montreal knew this was coming, and they really lifted the ante to start off with, which caught the Penguins by surprise. Traded a couple of chances early, however, just some jamming puck in the front of the net there. Weber had a chance, it ended up back on his stick, and he was able to just whip that. For one of the easiest goals I think he has scored. Although credit to him, he did control the puck, it was bouncing around. The Penguins then reviewed for goaltender interference, as they've done all season. The second that anyone even coughs on poor Matt Murray, it must have been that he wasn't able to make the save, not that he was out of position. And even though, there was a little bit of movement, I mean, he was never getting that anyway. He was never, it was always going to be a goal. It was too far out. I don't really think it was his fault. Again, not the greatest rebounds. A common thread by him this series is these rebounds, but that's okay. It's alright. It's only 1-0. It's only 1-0. And then it started to look good for the Penguins. Even though the coach's challenge was poor, it ended up in a penalty kill by the Pittsburgh Penguins, which almost gave momentum back to the Pens. Then they're on the power play, and we all just sighed, rolled our eyes, and, just figured, we'll come back to this. We'll come back to 5-on-5 and might be able to tie the game. Nope. The puck kind of stayed in the zone a little bit. I mean, the Montreal did have a chance to clear it. They were probably rude the day that they didn't. Then again, they won this game, so I guess they're not going to rue anything. Crosby gives it to Malkin. Malkin is, most of the time on the power play, walked in and just sort of fired a slap shot when he's frustrated. He went for it. Noticed a perfect seam to Hornquist, and he passed it, and Hornquist just ripped it in just after being cross-checked into the boards. And you can tell when he scores, he just says, fucking that... No, what did he say? And you can tell when he scores, he just yells out, fucking right. The Penguins are jazzed. They're still on the power play after this, after obviously that cross-check. So they just didn't get another power play. That ruled that one off. And then Rust gets the bouncing puck in the slot and just knows at that point, just the tiny little tap to Zucker was the way to go, and Zucker puts it top shelf. And it is 2-1, ladies and gentlemen. The power play has scored. The power play has scored twice. It is so good right now. I mean, the whole time we thought that Montreal, the only reason they were in these games was because the power play struggled to score, and oh my god, the power play's working out. So that means just everything's going to work out, and you know what? We'll win this game, and we'll win the next, and that'll be it. We'll remember game one. Remember when the boys weren't ready for game one? Do you remember that? Yeah, let's face it, a fair few of us as Penguins fans at that point checked out of the entire series by that Zucker goal. And also, just how excited are you whenever Zucker scores? It's like it's his last goal that he's ever going to score. For every goal he scores, he's so excited, and you can't help but just live vicariously through that excitement. And yeah. Last thing in this period, Sherry had a really good chance. He was like diving and just couldn't get the puck over Price's pads, but that would have been 3-1, and at that point you knew they would have been rolling. We get to the second period, and the Penguins look good to start off with. A line that has done quite well, I think for all the games, has been the fourth line, and they are rewarded with a goal. Tanev chases down this puck that leaves the Montreal Canadiens zone like he's a lion chasing a gazelle, and he hasn't eaten in 2 weeks. He was just charging at this thing, forces a turnover, which was just amazing. Gets it to Zach Aston-Reese. He has a really good scoring chance, forces a rebound. Bluger, I mean, he just Blugers his way for that to go in the net. I don't know how that went in, and it wasn't goaltender interference, and it wasn't a clean shot. It just found its way in. It Theodores it, Blugers it into the net, and there's no other way that you can describe it. I love Bluger. Say no. I was just so happy that he scored. I admit it. I was sitting right here watching the game, and I stood up out of my chair in this one little room, and went, yeah, let out a bit of a chant for my boy Bluger. Also, my drapes were open, so if anyone was just walking past my apartment, they would have been in for quite a vision. And that was it. That was it. At this point, I was like, well, they're gonna, I remember I loaded up the standings to see where the other teams were ranking to try to figure out who will be versing in the next round matchup. How insane is that during that break that I did that? Well, we're up 3-1. I apologize. I jinxed everything. It all went pear-shaped. As per usual, when the goal is scored against the Pittsburgh Penguins, Schultz and Johnson run on the ice together. It's just a real good rag team of just... We're putting all of our bad Corsi in just one line and we're dealing with it. Sherratt ends up putting out a great part, like credit where credit's due. It was a great shot pass to Drouin, who was just able to tip it in. Murray was very out of position on this one. I think he thought it was a shot, but he didn't track that it was going wide. You think he should have been able to get a pad or something to that, and not just make that the easiest tap in ever, but yeah, a little bit disappointing on the D group there. Not the end of the disappointment, but it didn't take too much longer, 5 minutes, for things to get real bad for this team. Again, Johnson was on the ice. Weber managed to elude Marino, who he tried to go the hip check and just pin him against the wall. But I mean, Shea Weber, like there is a size mismatch there. I mean, he's a new player, so I will give him. I think he'll learn a lot from that. I'll give him a pass on the fact that he tried to body Shea Weber. But everyone else was so out of position, so out of position. It allowed Weber to put on a tape a shot for Suzuki. Credit for Murray to be able to get that. The puck ended up behind the net. Byron picks it up and is able to wrap it in. And if you go back and watch that goal, you will look at Jack Johnson on the near side. So he is away from when the goal is scored, and he is just standing there for like a good 5 seconds, just standing there. He's not marking anyone. He's not on anyone. He ends up cross-checking someone after the goal's been scored because, someone dared get within that little perimeter line of the goal, but the goal was already in at that point. Like, what he had to do there was read that play. At least try to get in there, but he just kind of watched. But that's okay. It's okay. End of period. It's 3-3. It's It's not ideal. Where they've blown a 2-goal lead, but if you told me that, it'd be 3-3 going into the third, I would have taken that over being down. Again, it's not ideal, but, I kind of figured this team would be able to do something. But for his second goal of the series and his second game-winning goal of the series, Petry scores. I had to actually look up who got the assist in this, because Petry, I felt like, had the puck for roughly a minute 50. And he could just see a gap. He could see that he could bounce this off Murray and get it in. He could see a small little window up here to be able to score a goal. It's because he had 10 seconds with the puck and everyone just watched him. I actually had to get up on my phone and be like, there wasn't a penalty kill then, right? Like, why were you so passive? They just watched him and he just ripped it through. And then that was it. That was it. That was the game. I knew right then and there they weren't coming back. You looked at Murray's face. I was surprised he didn't let in more. Montreal kind of went defensive mode after that, and they turtled. And the Penguins really only had like 1 or 2 goodish chances past that point. Nothing was going to get in. I thought Crosby was going to get a through the legs pass and then whip it. And then he tried another deep move to try score. Credit to him for trying. But yeah, that's frustrating. The power play came out with 3 minutes to go. We thought, well, maybe there might be something here. No, nothing. Not even a really good chance. And full-time siren went, and that was it. That was it. And now this Penguins team is looking down the barrel of probably... I'm trying to think what's worse. When we lost to Montreal the first time, I want to say it was 2011 or 2010. Or this one. It's this one. Like, I get Corona, I get everything that's going on right now, but oh boy, if they drop this series, and then if they win this first overall pick, like, that is just... that's just terrible. Like, that's spit in the face terrible. With the way... that's just spit in your face terrible. I kind of like this, but, like, not the Penguins thing. I like this 5-game series where, like, yeah, if you do this enough, there will every year be some weird upset where some team just finds a way to win. But, yeah, you look at what Carolina was able to do to the Rangers, and they were able to dominate them, play them on their terms, and have everyone step up as a team. The Penguins right now aren't playing as a team. It's just not, for whatever reason, especially on defense. Well, the reason's Jack Johnson and Schultz. Like, let's be honest here. All the comments have been on Murray. Like, he has been giving up some juicy rebounds, but, like, man, this defense core has not been amazing. Anyway, guys, that's enough from me. I'm gonna crush my beer and edit this video. If you did like this video, hit the like button, always hit subscribe. Comment down below, what do you think is going to be happening in Game 4? Will it go to Game 5? Will it even go there? Or is Lafreniere a Penguin? Because it's going to be them or the Oilers, like, you know that. I hope it's not the Rangers. I think they will be scary if they get him. Yeah, you just know this is happening. Anyway, guys, on that somber, crappy note, if you're a Penguins fan, have a great day. See you and bye.